The following is an edited version of one of our live streams. You can catch us live Monday through Friday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over on our live streaming channel. Yo, Jet. Yo, that order that we had for the Quinjet, go ahead and double it, man. Yeah. Big money coming in. Big money. We're going to earn it today. We're going to earn that shill money today. What do you mean I'm live? Nerd Vengers. Broke Vengers. Maybe are we rebranding that into non-Vengers? Because the broke thing sounds like bad. I should really check my emails. What's up, everybody? How are we doing today? Look, there's a lot to get into. We've got several videos on deck with Mandalorian. Show notes! Tomorrow, after dark, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You've never heard of this show? Well, then you suck. Of course, at 3 a.m. late Thursday night, early Friday morning, depending on how you look at it. Come on by. Watch the episode with us live. We'll be streaming it live for members only, and then we will be going live early in the morning talking about nerdy shit. But alas, I wanted to let everybody know there will be no Nerd Venger stream this Saturday. In fact, no Nerd Venger stream, no business stream. I know, but it's my birthday on Saturday, and I totally forgot it was my birthday until somebody mentioned it, and then I was like, holy shit. What a year. Listen up, all you people. How many of you guys know about the Walt Disney Company's Investor Day, which will be coming in 2020, December 10th? Let's get a temperature in the chat. How many of you guys know about this? What do y'all think, ladies and gentlemen? I'm gonna blabber a good bit about business stuff today and just talk about what I think is gonna happen at this call. In all seriousness, I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, guys. Nobody knows for sure, but there's a lot of mounting evidence to suggest some pretty goddamn ridiculous things are coming. I think this is going to be an absolutely epic announcement, one for the history books, to be honest with you. And forgive me if I get people way too hyped up about this and then Disney doesn't do anything. I'm sick. I gotta be honest with you. One thing for sure, and this might knock a little bit of money off my shill check, but I just gotta be real. I'm so sick of being put in the position personally of like, well, you hyped that up too much and Disney didn't do anything. No, wrong. Disney bad. Anyway, we've talked about how there was that interview with George Lucas, I think it was in 2013, and Steven Spielberg, and they were talking about cinema and digital cinema and the future of cinema and how it was going to flip, and there would be like way less theaters, like a 70-80% probably cut in total theaters, and the theaters themselves, you would go and spend a lot of money, like $100. It would be much more like going to a sports event, going to like an NFL game. The same thing will happen to theaters, and we've been talking a lot about this. So to circle the point, to really like hone in on what we're talking about, this meeting or Investor Day at a time when this industry is going through radical changes and the whole world is going through radical changes, and a lot of their verticals are, for the time being, severely diminished and quite possibly permanently diminished, right? Like parks and theater money and parks. That's obviously really bad, but they found themselves in this weird situation where the thing that they had done, and honestly, this is Bob Iger. This is what's so crazy about this. And Bob, we're really going to earn those zeros. Disney Plus is really Bob Iger's big thing. It was, he stayed on extra. He extended his contract. He was very set on making Disney Plus work and be a big part of the future of the company. Okay. And what's interesting about that, or at least the thing that I find interesting about that, I'd like to know, and I'd love to sit down and talk to this guy, right? And just be like, so was this always the end game? Because nabbing up like Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars, these huge acquisitions, that was never Disney before Bob sort of did that, right? When Bob Iger decides to make these massive purchases, it sort of became a different tonality for the company and maybe the vision, right? I mean, that's what you do when you're a CEO anyways, but Bob, his whole legacy, and when we look back at his tenure at Disney, I think we'll say like, okay, so this guy grabs up all these popular IPs, specific ones too, that work with the Disney branding, I think, and he buys up all this IP, and then like late in his career, he doubles down on making that IP valuable and has the foresight to know that digital and streaming is the future, and sort of tries to connect the dots. The point is, Disney Plus is not just one good thing that Disney has going on. It is the lifeblood of that company right now. And the fact that like their subscription numbers like skyrocketed. And oh, by the way, yeah, that's the kind of fucking stream we're doing today, where I'm just pontificating about business. Might not be for you. Seriously, might not be for you, but I'm gonna do my thing, so, hang out or not. Disney knows that Disney Plus is the lifeblood of the company, period. They also know they're essentially essentially ahead of a lot of studios. Disney likely knows they have to blow the investors away on December 10th. So that's all just literally my first point. Second point, prior to this year, and obviously the craziness that happened with the virus, we can assume that Kevin Feige had plans to do a San Diego Comic-Con announcement. We can also assume that they were going to make a bunch of announcements at Star Wars Celebration. I know, or at least I've been told by people that I trust, that late last year, Marvel already made a massive change. Like, basically, Feige had this plan, and my personal opinion is what happened with Sony, we're almost there, what happened with Sony altered that deal. Point being, they have plenty of stuff that they can show. Plenty of cool stuff. Third point, what's the deal with Sony and Marvel? It's like late last year that Sony takes Tom Holland Spider-Man. 2 weeks later, Kevin Feige says he's back at the Marvel Studios. Beyond that, what is Olivia Wilde on about, dude? She's out here talking about a Spider-Woman movie. She's out here talking about Kevin Feige. And then he's like, get my name out of your mouth. And then she's like, I better not talk about Kevin Feige anymore because he's going to blast me with his ray gun. Like, what's that about? And then, of course, there's all the crazy buzz around Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2. So much craziness, dude. If I was Sony and I was looking at the landscape of 2020 and I was like, bro, this ain't looking good. Well, what if we cut a little deal with the mouse? What if we brought our Sony Marvel universe of characters or whatever crazy ass name they came up with? What if we have that universe of characters directly be under the control and the wing of Kevin Feige, right? And then Kevin Feige, well, he'll also help us get some of this content on Disney Plus. And so I would not be surprised, again, pure speculation. I would not be surprised if not a merger, but that Sony has worked out a deal with Marvel, which means, well, mostly it means we're getting the Norman Osborn we want in the MCU and Tom Holland forever. Now, do you want to talk about the specific shows that I think they might show us? Let's talk Boba Fett first. There's a report that came out just yesterday about how Boba Fett's ship, Slave One, that they had built the cockpit for Mandalorian season 3. I believe this. I'm pretty confident actually that we will get a tease for the Boba Fett show on Investor Day, December 10th. Investor Day. That's what we're talking about. Everybody, what's going on in December 10th? Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Do I think we'll be getting some Bad Batch info? Maybe. Okay, next thing that's really crazy. So you guys know that I initially got the blue lightsaber thing wrong, right? With Ahsoka. Regardless, I think that scene, let me just put this out there. If she was fighting robots and she was fighting the HK droids from the episode we just saw, and those HK droids have the 7th Fleet insignia on their head, and we know, or at least it's heavily reported and rumored, that there will be a live-action Ahsoka show with a live-action Sabine. Now, again, we don't know what all of this means, but I think it's fair to say that it's likely that this took place before Rebels, and that's why she's asking where Thrawn is at. She's going to then get Sabine, and they're going to go looking for Ezra Bridger. Essentially, I'm saying all of this to tell you that I think we're going to get a potential reveal of Grand Admiral Thrawn in live action before the December 10th announcement. I would not be surprised if they kick in the front freaking door and basically are like, hey, here's the Filoni-verse, and Thrawn's the main villain, especially considering everything we've talked about with regards to how important this meeting is, how important things are for the future of Star Wars. Now, the Star Wars presentation, in my opinion, is going to be heavily catered by Mr. Kevin Feige. Feige's probably going to help Disney or Lucasfilm understand how to not only create some of these shows, because I know for a fact he's been involved in helping them produce, but also how to advertise them, how to get fans excited. And I feel strongly that there is a lot of pressure from the shareholders to make this shit happen. All right, let's do Q&A. Let's see here. Stupidiote says, Boba Fett? Will we see flashback of Sarlacc escape? I strongly feel we will get an explanation of him escaping the Sarlacc, likely in his own series. MW77, any chance Ahsoka meets up with Luke and Mace? Yeah, of course. There's always a chance. Lando C says, I just wanted to say you were spot on with your take with the prequels and sequels comparison on Nerd Theory. That was very refreshing to hear. Thank you. Yeah, no, appreciate you, man. This is the privilege of my life currently, is that I just get to come out and just speak about things and just be a normal person. And it seems so novel because there's so many dishonest, disingenuous people out there that simply by the virtue of not being that, I get to stick out and seem so cool and so thoughtful. No, man, it ain't that deep. Lord Vito coming in hot says, have you ever heard of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Is a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. You know it's not a Sith legend, though? The fact that you went into Theory's stream when he's gaming, you started harassing my guy about Boba. Cool your jets. Nah, but we love you, Lord Vito. JW, likelihood of Ezra giving blood, the volunteer, to help Thrawn/Gideon based on what's happening in the unknown regions. Bro, I love it. Who knows? Maybe I'll even make a theory video on that because that is dope, dude. Sam Shills, do you think Quinlan Vos could have saved Grogu? Yes, it would be awesome. Quinlan Vos is a dope Jedi, dude. Sign me up. That seems dope. Did you hear Campia say that Slave 1 is going to make an appearance in one of these last 3 episodes? I didn't hear him say that, but yeah, no, I believe it. Annie J says Josh is kind of hot. Well, thank you, kind of. My theory is that Mando and Grogu get stopped by Gideon, and Gideon steals Grogu. Mando force heals character. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe, dude. Hey, yo, Josh! They're apparently taking Into the Spider-Verse off Netflix on November 25th. What do you think the likelihood is that we'll get it a Spidey dump on Disney Plus this month? I gotta tell you, possibly in my best Obi-Wan. Yeah, that would be, I mean, what do you think, brother? You know, what do you think? You think that would, Yeah, we'll see. I mean, historically, it would be great to be correct about that, but we'll also just find out together, and I'll be pumped to know either way. How much Star Wars and MCU content do you think will be announced? Like, a lot. I think it'll be massive, dude. Like, maybe over a dozen shows announced. You still dying on the Ezra Sabine in season 2 hill? Let me think. Let me think about this, Santa. Yeah, by the end of the season, I think we see them on December 10th. By the way, 2 hills I'm going to die on. And I wasn't really going to die on that hill, but Santa kind of forced me to. Kind of put me in a box there, buddy. I'm not really pumped about it. But, so I'll die on that hill. The other hill that I'll gladly die on, Din Djarin is force sensitive. In fact, I need to... Should we do a poll? Is it time for a straw poll, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Everybody got it? I'm going to put it in chat a couple more times. And let's see here. Hey, Lando C, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You're a Nerd Venger now. Are we ready to check this out? I'm going to say, yup. Whoa. Okay. So it's fairly close. 62 to 38, huh? Wow. More people are voting now. Cool, just wanted to see where we were at with that. Whack Video Productions. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You're a Nerd Venger now. Wait for the mail-ins. Yeah, heard that. All right, everybody. We're going to call it there. There's a lot of videos coming to the main channel. There's a Dave Filoni video that I spent a lot of time on that I think everybody's going to hate. Make sure you go check that out and, you know, be a bunch of buttholes about it. Preview video dropping. Preview video for this week's episode. It's going to be really cool. Oh, and then, of course, the edited version of yesterday's stream will also be up today as well, okay? All right, everybody, keep on keeping on, man. See you guys soon. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.